Hey guys, Tahiri Divine, also known as Diana the Metaphysical Midwife. You can find me on all my social sites as Tahiri Divine, and my blog site is tahiridivine.com. Thank you guys for tuning back in with me. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube or anything, or Instagram, or any social media at that, because I really just been regrouping, processing a lot of new information that's been coming to me, recharging, restoring, and just really getting my heart and mind prepared for the shift that I have been going through in my own life and my own journey. And now I'm like recharged and regrouped and ready to come out in the world and say, hey, this is what's going on. So this is actually really on time because we have a solar eclipse that will be taking place next week, July 2nd, in the sign of Cancer. Also, we'll have Mercury and Leo go retrograde. And currently we already have Pluto and Saturn and Neptune in retrograde right now. So it's pretty much retrograde season, and it is eclipse season because we have two eclipses happening. There'll be a lunar eclipse on the end of June. End of July. I want to say like July 20th, I believe it'll be. It'll be in Capricorn. But let's talk about what's happening right here, right now. So you guys know I'm all about practical spirituality and how this relates to us in our everyday life. If you guys do not know, tomorrow, Thursday, I will be on Facebook. I will make sure I leave the link in the description where you guys can find me. I'll be featured on Ken Brisbone's Thirst Trap Thursday tomorrow, talking about practical spirituality and sexuality and how this plays out in our everyday life by the astrology. So what's going on in the zodiacs and the cosmos and how that relates to our sexualities, our sexual nature and sex. So if you guys are interested in hearing more about that, please follow me tomorrow on Ken Brinsbon. I'll make sure I link a link in the description so you guys can find that as well. Also, guys, I'm sorry, I'm giving all these alsos. I also have an astrology course that I'll be teaching coming up in July 11th. It will be a two-part course. It's an astrology, introduction to astrology, theology astrology. So we're going to the theos of astrology and the mythos of it. So it's a beginner's course in astrology. We'll be pretty much touching about the very beginnings of this and then building on it in other courses later. But it's a two-part course. There will be a pre-recorded version for you guys that will be live for you, or I should say the course will be live July 11th, and then that Sunday we will have the live version where you guys actually tune in with me live with other classmates in the course, and we actually discuss it. Any questions and things that bring up, we'll go through natal charts and get you prepared to how to read your own chart, and also how to read the current charts and how to see how things affect you. So it's a two-part course. There will be more parts of it additionally that will come in later, but we're going to focus on the introduction portion first to get you guys squared away. Okay, now that I got all my announcements out, let's go into what's happening next week. So I'm telling you guys, we have this Cancer energy that's coming in. Those who know, Cancer rules the fourth house. So the fourth house is the house of ancestries, home, family, your lineage, your roots. It's also the home of nurturing, your mother, other women in your lives. It's ruled by the moon. So it's really interesting that we're going to have a lunar eclipse. A solar eclipse. But in this Cancer, which is also dealing with our moon energy, and we'll be discussing more in the courses about that moon energy and how that plays out. But what the solar eclipse is doing, it's going to be shedding some light of some things that we're going to have to start pulling out of ourselves, right? And Cancer is like a crab, and the crab is kind of like this coming out of a shell. What areas in your life that you have to come out of your shell on? What are some things, depending on where Cancer is in your, where this Cancer energy is going to be in your specific chart, is going to really speak to how it plays out. For me, this is playing out in my my Chiron. My Chiron is in Cancer and actually on the same degree as this eclipse, which is just very interesting. But within that, my Chiron is in Cancer and my, well, I won't talk about that right now. But anyway, so my Chiron is in Cancer. So there is this aspect of myself was dealing with nurturing myself. And that's really what is so interesting that I took this time away, was really to focus and nurture myself. I actually just got a new home. So I am in my new home, which is interesting because Chiron deals with home. And really just diving deeper into the parts of myself that I thought was very much healed and dealt with, but still working on. So within this, it's going to be a very people say emotional. It will be emotional for people who don't understand this energy. So to be aware of yourself and connecting more with your emotions and not allowing your emotions to just wash you away. There's going to be a lot of feelings that are going to come up about certain things. So if this is impacting you on your let's say your third house, is your house of communication, siblings, or people who are close to you, technology, which would be interesting because in retrograde, Mercury's in retrograde, and Mercury rules the third house. But if it is impacting your third house, there could be something coming up within your siblings. It could be something going on with your communication. Maybe you're being called to speak more and you're not using your throat chakra the way you should. All right. Maybe this could be affecting you in your seventh house, the house of partnerships, your platonic relationships, your attraction. Maybe there's something that's being shed light in this. What areas in yourself do you need to start nurturing your relationships, whether your business relationships, your work, your people who are close to you? How do you see yourself in this relationship, and how do you see the relationship outside of yourself? So a lot of different emotional information or activities are going to be coming up and showing through with this this solar eclipse is shining light to these things. What areas do we need to start shining some more light on? So when we get to that lunar eclipse at the end, that's going to be in Capricorn, it's going to be about letting something go. And I want you guys to know that these eclipses is going to be impact your life for the next 6 months. The steps and the actions that we're going to be doing during this time is going to really push forward the last parts of the last 6 months of 2019, because we're going into 2020, and 2020 is about the year of clear vision, new vision. Think about 2020 vision. So what areas do we have to start working in our healing and our coming to terms with, and maybe even having some transformation in, so that we can start seeing the progress in our lives? And I want you guys to know, a lot of you guys have a lot of things that are going really well for you. And I know sometimes it's kind of difficult to see that. And sometimes we get bogged down by the emotional state that we may be in based on the past experiences. But I want you guys to know, with these eclipses coming in, it's going to be such a blessing in your life. There may be some rockiness within or even without, but know that this is actually going to be a stepping stone to what's going to be brushing out and moving away when we have that that lunar eclipse in the end of the month, and preparing us for the next. Oh, I just threw my wand, my selenite wand just blew out my hand. Let me go grab that. Anyway. Oh gosh, I'm telling you, the energy is really, really fierce, and I just felt it as I was talking, and it's kind of like, I'm being taken back to that new moon and full moon that we had recently, right? We had the new moon in Gemini, and then our full moon in Sagittarius. What areas are you guys calling out to branch out in? Because that's what Sagittarius energy was really about. It's about gathering that information that you did in the new moon, but then what are you going to do with that information now that you have it? That's what Sagittarius energy is about. And then it was a full moon in Sag, so it's about that branching out. So a lot of my mutable signs, you guys are really going to feel this energy even too, because so if you're what's that, Leo, what is it, not Leo, Sagittarius, who are all the I can't get it together today, guys, but my mutable signs are really going to feel it. So yeah, that's Pisces, Sag, and Gemini. I think you guys are my mutable signs. You guys are going to feel that. So just prepared for that. And also my cardinal signs with this solar and lunar eclipses. So the Capricorns, the Cancers, my Aries, and my Librans are going to feel it too. My fixed signs, not something you guys are not going to feel anything, but you guys are a little more fixed. If anything, the water signs and my earth signs may feel it, because we have Cancer, which is a water sign, and then Capricorn with the earth sign. So everybody's going to feel this energy, but I'm seeing the intensity may be more on my cardinal and my mutable signs, as far as the intensity and that shifting, that moving, because mutable signs can kind of go either way. So you were probably one way, and now you're shifting to a totally different way. And now that information that you gathered during that Gemini season, and then during that full moon, what are you going to do with that information? And now that you have a better idea what you're going to do with that information, now we're in this solar eclipse, as far as now we're shedding light deeper into that hidden inner part of ourselves, that crab going into its hole. We're going to put some light in your cave right now, and it's time to pull those things out of you. So if it's in your third house, your seventh house, your sixth house, whatever area this is going to tap into for you, it's really about pulling that stuff out, so that you can now not just to confront it, face it, yes, and realize that the thing that you've been afraid about the most is really going to be the thing that's going to heal you. That's the beauty of this eclipse, is that the things that we are afraid of are the things that we're going to have to face. And as long as we've been pushing it away, we can't push it away no more. We have to face those parts of ourselves. It's kind of like in the movie Us, okay? It was like your doppelganger, all right? That other side of you is like, no, it's time for us to meet. And we're going to have this battle of who's going to really push forward. Is it going to be you or your other that's going to be moving forward the next 6 months? And so instead of it being the killing of the other, it's about integrating that part of yourself, finding a way to integrate those things that you were afraid of. And that's where the blessing is going to come into. So when we get to that lunar eclipse of that releasing and moving forward, it's in Capricorn, and Capricorn's about striving for the mark. Capricorn's about being the greatest of all time. You are now going to be the greatest of all time because you took your time to go into the depths and the waters of your own inner emotions and your mind, and maybe even your subconscious, to really get ready to prepare to start now be having the building blocks for the remainder of 2019. So when you go into 2020, your vision is so clear, nobody can stop you. So I feel that so heavily right now. So if I'm talking fast, I'm sorry, I'm channeling this and it's coming to me so clearly that I'm like, wow, I felt that. So if you guys are interested in having a practical spiritual astrology reading with me, definitely going to book that with me so we can see exactly where these solar and lunar eclipses are going to be affecting you in your own personal chart, and not just how it's going to affect you, but how can you maximize on these things? How can you take this energy and use it for your benefit and not get washed away? And also, a lot of people are like, well, I'm trying to find my way, or I'm trying to have this kind of relationship, or I'm trying to do this new career, or I just don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in life. Yo, look out for your girl. Find me, because this is what I'm here to do. I am here to assist all the souls who want assistance on what is it they're supposed to be focusing their energy on. What am I supposed to be working on in this life? What am I supposed to be doing? I'm doing this, but I really feel like I should be doing that. How can I get this done? We can look at all of that together in your astrology chart, and also pull out information that's going to be beneficial for you so that you can get there. And if you're looking for spiritual coaching, that's what I'm here for too, you know? So I look forward to sharing this information with you guys. Find me tomorrow on Thirst Trap Thursday with Ken Brisbane on Facebook. The link is in the description. Find me on all my social sites as Tahiri Divine. I am also found on TahiriDivine.com. I look forward to talking with you guys, reaching out to you guys, and coming out with you guys for some great content. Thank you guys for being with me and following my own personal journey with me and my spiritual journey, my spiritual path. And girl, husband, bruh, sis, whoever you are in the spirit, thank you guys for tuning in. Talk to you guys later.